Hey guys, I'm Valiant, and today we're going to be going over the Uber Lilith boss fight. First, I'm going to go over the important base stats, and I'm going to go over what I'm lacking and where you can improve upon to make it easier on yourself. We have maximum life, barrier bonus, attack speed, armor, werewolf armor, and movement speed. And I put them in order from what I believe to be most important to least important. So I would need to work on my maximum life and my barrier generation. I could get them a lot higher. And honestly, you could drop a glyph if you want as well and just max out all the life nodes in the Paragon board if you need. It would be easier to survive the boss fight mechanics and everything. And besides these stats, we have the damage reduction stats. And I'm going to go over which I think are the most important for this fight. I don't have any flat damage reduction, and that would be at the top of the list. Next would be damage reduction while injured. I'm at 80%. You'd want to shoot for at least 80% and above. And then damage reduction while fortified, damage reduction with barrier, damage reduction from close, and then damage reduction from poison. And I'll explain why it's in this order. So flat damage reduction is going to stop like any damage that you take. Damage reduction while injured is the second most important because we need this to a certain point so we could actually tank Lilith and her one-shot mechanics. Then damage reduction while fortified, and then damage reduction with barrier work similar to flat damage reduction. Any damage you take while you have a barrier or if you're fortified are going to be decreased as well. This means any incoming damage will be reduced. Doesn't matter what it's from, mechanics or environmental. And then damage reduction from close will affect Lilith while you're fighting her, but it won't affect the environmental or the mechanics. It only affects what you're fighting and their attacks towards you. So if it's environmental damage, it's not going to help you at all. And then damage reduction from poison. This means I actually have to apply poison for this to help at all. And as you look at these stats, I can work on my damage reduction while fortified. I have no flat damage reduction. I'm not sure if there's a way for me to get any more damage reduction from barrier. That would be something to look into as well. And then I don't need as much damage reduction from poison. It helps while I'm fighting, but you should focus on the others. So the boss is actually really easy with this build. You can pretty much tank anything that she does. You can even tank the outer zone that kills pretty much everybody else immediately. You just don't want to stay out there too long. She does have a lot of one-shot mechanics, but as long as you don't get hit by two of those simultaneously, you'll be fine. So in the first phase, the main thing you got to watch out for is the waves of spikes. Those are called demonic waves. Those are one-shot mechanics, but in this build, you will survive it. If you are going to get hit by a second one, just be sure that you are able to recast Earthen Bulwark. You will survive the next one as well. And then the next one-shot mechanic she has is a volatile blood, the explosions. You could survive those as well, but I would just suggest focus target them, get them out of the way, because you don't want to leave those up and then have that explode at an unfortunate time while you get hit by something else as well. It's just not worth it. The second phase is actually harder because you have to move around a lot more, and that's when you're at your most vulnerable, because you're not just attacking the boss and then proccing the symbiotic aspect and then just renewing your Earthen Bulwark constantly. In this phase, the main thing you got to watch out for is the fiery souls and the ghosts that chase you around. You can tank them. You don't want multiple one-shot mechanics hitting you, killing you. And obviously avoid when she destroys the platform. I don't think anything could survive that. Just dodge the souls and just face tank her for the rest of the fight. If you are able to, you could stop and just auto attack and get lucky procs to reset your Earthen Bulwark, and it could save you. It also keeps you in werewolf, which it gives you more armor and makes you tankier to everything. Basically, this build is your Earthen Bulwark, make it so you survive a one-shot mechanic. Maybe with enough gear, you will be able to survive multiple one-shot mechanics. But for the entire fight, all you gotta do is make sure you don't get hit by multiple attacks at once, and you'll be fine. And it's basically just a tank and spank after that. So there are a few changes that I made to the build specifically for this fight. The first one is I changed the aspect on my boots. I changed from the Ghost Walker aspect to the Ballistic aspect. This gives your Earth skills +2 rank as long as you have Fortify. This increases the level of your Earthen Bulwark and it increases your survivability. You will receive more barrier when you use it, and this makes the fight easier overall because movement speed's not really that important in this fight besides phase 2. The next change I made was I found a new amulet that gives me more damage reduction while injured. It's still missing the other important stats on it, such as plus ranks to defensive skills. I'll post a link to the build in the video description below. Appreciate your guys' support. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time.